Alright, welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings Here. Not in Mendham entirely. I'm not there, but I'm still me, but I'm not where I was. Anyway, sometimes that occurs to me. Anyway, Mother's Day. Ew. So, a day to celebrate the great imposition. Yeah, it's just terrible, right? Imposition Day. So there has to be a better way to say that. I couldn't come up with anything clever in the 5 minutes 3 minutes I spent, 2 minutes I spent thinking about it. But there probably is a good combination of words to get to the whole idea of, ignorant slut, imposition, rape. The day you are raped into existence. Anyway, so nothing to celebrate actually for the smart people. And that's sort of the whole video. Is the point of the video is just pointing out that there's this difference among people. They really can be called zombies versus the real thing. The ones that just eke through doing the natural thing, and the ones who actually think about their life and what they're doing and how they're doing, actually, analyze their functionality now and then, because they won't make these kind of egg-laying mistakes. They'll figure out it's a trap, okay, and you won't be doing your little egglet a favor, because the whole game is designed to use it for food. The whole game is designed to grind up, the babies, into fertilizer. Anyway, so we'll play the video. Not really a very kind celebration of Mother's Day. Yeah, fuck, bitch. Comic. And this one actually plays a little slideshow. Okay, so I just said, oh, is it Mother's Day? And I looked and said, I'll Google it. Yeah, so I Googled it. I saw this stupid logo. I said, oh, fuck. Too silly. And then you click on it, and it just gets worse and worse. So this is how they sum up the wonderful idea of mom with this, what the fuck thing is on its head. It's got the little rooster thing on it, so it's obviously not a traditional mother. Why don't they put a couple of, it's just, what the fuck? Who drew this, and why are they getting paid? Why? Anyway, so, and it's so hilariously, it's just so bad. Okay, so we'll zoom ahead to some of these stupid images. You're just like, what the fuck is this crap? Oh, it's so kindergarten, and it's just so bad, and it's just, this is the best they could come up with? I suppose, yes, all the fat just charms the hell out of you, doesn't it? Little poorly animated stick figure drawings, pretty much. Hens, compare notes. Alright, anyway, jump ahead. Oh, they did a terrible thing with lions here. So they obviously had a Father's Day image in the middle of the Mother's Day images, because women lions don't have manes. But it was just so bad. You don't even know there's like octopuses fighting with each other, and you're just saying, what the fuck is that about? I have to really get to that one. The octopus one is just, alright, I'll have to play through it. And they're playing tic-tac-toe, right? Which, it's another catch. It's just another way to cheat each other, because it is a no-win game. And it really shouldn't be teaching your kids how to play manipulation from a very early age. Who will figure out first the trick? Mother's not even smart enough to say, don't fight over it, because there's a fix. It's it's a rigged game. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. This is like divorcing. So this is still the mother, I guess, and so the mother is between the fighting children. I don't know. That's how they make a tribute to Mother's Day, is to show familial dysfunction. You know, why don't they make them alcoholics and crack addicts and, you know, be really honest? It's just, you're just like, who the hell who does this thing? This is a company with billions of dollars and this is the best they could produce? Fuck. Oh, I don't even want to go there. Lion disgracing lions. Anyway, things that aren't working on much of a level. I mean, they might as well be octopuses or bugs. Yeah, so you're just basically talking about, apparently, you know, there's two kinds of people, really. You can put them in these categories. You know, the ones who are just in the maze, you know, knee-jerking their way through, and the ones who spend some time, and it can be a great deal of difference in how much time they spend. But they spend some time saying, well, I can know ahead of time where these doors lead. I can climb up the maze. I can look around and see where the doors go. I'm being manipulated. I have an impulse to cheat on my wife. You know, I can imagine the scenarios in the different directions, and I can figure out maybe it's not worth it. You know, maybe I shouldn't open that door. Yeah, I can think about it. So there's people who can think about it and people who just don't bother. They just reflex. They're just bugs. They don't bother with the, you know, human functions. Did that just happen? You know, it's just, I mean, it's just kind of funny that, you know, it wasn't edited out or something. Oh, okay. So I was talking about, yeah, a little N-word reference that just, what? You know, it was one of those, it was just, well, what? People said that? Yeah. I mean, it was spooky. That, you know, that this is how the planet has been functioning and people are still having kids even though it was functioning so poorly. So anyway, so last night it worked. It doesn't always work, but it, you know, it stayed on. All right, so I'm just talking about the fact that you can seed your dream, so to speak. You can put the seeds in and see what grows. You know, sometimes it's a weed. But sometimes your brain can actually put together something. So obviously I said make me a video when I went to sleep last night, but it didn't make me a video. It did grow some shit, but it really wasn't a video. So it's not a bad video, but it's really not a video. I mean, it really is, you know, well, whatever. It does the job, but yeah, it did it backwards. You could ask, you know, really, you know, like, hairs in my ear. This part of getting old thing is just so bizarre. I mean, why are there hairs in my fucking ears? Like there was somehow two different kinds of questions about life. I mean, questions that were a shorter cut to other questions. And it didn't explain any of that. It just gave me this idea that somehow there were two different kind of questions, and there's questions that have. So it is interesting just about dreams and the way it does that stuff. Like somehow it makes you think something is profound. Like there's a profound difference between two things. Like there could just be cardboard box and one of them's blue and one of them's green. And somehow your brain thinks the green one is really interesting and the blue one isn't. It's like, and then you think on it and you're saying, why did my brain think there was a difference? I mean, how did it, you know, why was it thinking that? What was the difference? Because you can't figure out in hindsight what the hell your dream was telling you. Because it's raveled, you know, in some sort of psychology crap. There's some connection, but you can't quite figure out why it did that. Like it's giving you an answer, but it's giving it you in Japanese, you know, and you just can't really get the language enough. You can't hear enough of the words to figure out what it's saying. It was saying something, but I couldn't hear what it was saying. Direct answers and questions that are very indirect, or you know, there's really ones that get you. It's almost so yeah, it's like there's answers that matter and answers that don't. Might be what it was saying. You know, some answers are just answers, and then some answers are made out of real matter or something. It's worse in a way. You're just saying, "Thank God I wasn't raised in this shithole." I mean, the cesspool just gets sessier with time. And you're saying, who wants to be born into this shit? So, yeah, you could almost say that, you know, it's been a long time since any generation of humans had any reason to think things are getting better. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, things are getting dirty and crowded and unsustainable and messy. And the whole utility of humans is becoming questionable, you know, in terms of we have 7 billion of them, and so apparently the chat GDP can do all of their jobs. So what do we need them for? They're all superfluous weight, you know, frankly. And the rich people are just going to sell you for fertilizer. Mom? And then just teach your kid how to be just as dumb and stupid as you. Just live your life as a stupid, frickin' dumb maggot bot. So just pointing out too that, you know, I mean, a lot of these women who have kids, you know, they were suicidal as teenagers. They're this, they're that. They got some sort of ailments. They got all kinds of stuff. They can't control their weight. And they go ahead and have babies. And they can't even competently live their life. They can't even manage to be really productive. And they just fart out kids. And it's disgusting, frankly. Ew. How does that happen? How do people have such a ego imbalance that they can be failing dismally and somehow think, oh, I'll take on the most demanding job imaginable, you know, creating a human being. I can't draw a circle with a crayon, but yeah, I can make a human being. I have a ticket to that lottery, you know, winning the worst death possible. Yeah, so I mean, it's, yeah, so you know, I've sort of made these arguments before, but you know, we're all entered in these lotteries, and you know, the realization that your destiny could be just absolutely horrible. You know, and it's just like, oh, I'm sitting here walking around having a reasonable, oh, the sun's out, it's a nice day. And the fact is, I'm going to have the worst possible destiny outcome finish possible. It's going to be an absolute fucking goddamn disaster. And here I am, you know, squandering my thinking time when I should be trying to figure out how I can mitigate against that disaster I'm going to fall into. But the fact is, I can't see it yet. You know, there isn't enough information to show it to me that it's a real thing. It's a lottery, and I don't, you know, I shouldn't expect to win, you know. But the fact is I can. And what happens if I do? If I win one of these catastrophically negative lotteries that I'm entered in, I frankly almost should be panicking. Because I have a lot of tickets to a lot of shitty lotteries. A lot of shitty lotteries. Myself to fall, you know, to change the direction I was falling. And it's like I realized how close I... Alright, so I was talking about the vertigo thing again, and you know, it was I almost fell off a roof, and that's the only thing I can connect it to. The only way I can make it any sense out of it. You know, that one, you know, it's like, I don't know, maybe it happened over a 30-day period. I mean, you know, one day you're fine, you can go as high as you want in a tree, and the next day you can't climb 10 feet. Just really, really bizarre how the brain works. So I talk some about that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's just trivial. It's just some sort of, you know, you can pretend you just won the lottery, or you can, so it's more so psychology in this whole word happiness, and it's just this, it's a mental state, and frankly, clever people should be able to manufacture it, you know, through self-delusion, you know, fantasy, and be able to up their mood or state of mind by merely allowing the mind the freedom to indulge in silly crap. And then when it's time to get serious, you know, you're going to start driving the car, well, then you get serious, you know, and you turn that shit off. So, because, yeah, it's all just a head game. It's just all in here. You know, there is no... the outside world really shouldn't have to do anything. You should be able to manufacture your reactions without the outside world showing you a picture of it. So it sort of goes to the vertigo thing, where I was talking about how you have this physiological reaction to these triggers, and it can be in a picture. You just look at a picture of height, and it fucks your brain up. So that's how we react. That's the reactive system. The physiological glandular system is doing something subconsciously, and we don't get to see it, what it's doing. But we can understand that it's doing it, and then try to manipulate it okay, by creating fake images that overwhelm the, ones your brain's using at the time. You can recondition yourself, essentially. It's just that it takes work and time and all of that crap. I haven't been that successful at it. I know I can do it, but I haven't been able to do it. But it's there to be done, is the truth. You can live your whole life in the inside. The outside doesn't really, I don't need the outside to make, something for me to react to. I can react, I can see it without seeing it. I can close my eyes and I can still see the camera. I can still see the screen. I can still see the desk, a coffee cup. I can see all of this stuff. I can go out and I can actually reach for it and I can actually successfully grab it. See? So it's doable. My brain can manufacture my life. I don't need the world to manufacture it. It's sort of the point. I'm just saying this is the mechanism that somebody who is going to look at the game and look at reality, you're going to need a defense, a shield against the horror. And the only shield you're going to have is the fact that you have to temper your hysteria at the circumstance you're in. So instead of hysterically reacting, you have to, you have to temper the, you have to dull your perception with the little Tweety bird. You have to stick Tweety bird into the image. You have to stick something that's going to take away the harshness of the reality. The real story sucks. You have to, paint some extra bits into it to make it understandable how there's victory in, you preventing some measure of the horror. Because I love you. Oh, just mocking the love thing, it's just, I want to fuck you, it's love. I want to manipulate you. I want you to grow up and live the life I should have lived. I mean, whatever the selfish crap is, but love is a shitty word. So it's sort of getting to the point that all these words, I say a word, you react one way, I react completely different. I have a whole different set of images tied to the word than you have. And the argument is, obviously, I would argue that people can have realistic understandings of concepts and people can have completely unrealistic, delusional, silly, childish perceptions of things. There's no love. It's just bullshit. There's much better words to use, like respect or appreciate. But love, fuck that. Love is usually just I want. But it was really not a very wise decision, and I really feel bad. So I was talking about the fact that they ought to really do, on Mother's Day, they ought to interview mothers who have seen the worst of it and regret their ignorant, stupid, reckless decision. So, yes, play the video of my mother admitting that if she had it to do over again, yes, she wouldn't have stepped into this mess. She wasn't ready for it. Too many kids, too fast. Way too hectic and complicated. And then she had to bury one of her daughters, and you just never get over that crap, frankly. And they ought to send this message loud and clear that understand what you're stepping into for yourself first, and then understand what you're stepping somebody else into, that you're putting your kid's feet in the quicksand, for fuck's sake. You're playing a game, dangling your kid over fire. You're not doing anything responsible or right. You're being an evil, selfish bitch. Utility. So I guess in some ways, these 20 years of videos is some effort. Yeah, I'm just talking about how, in the end, all we have is brain in game. And can the brain figure out a way to do less harm and fix things where it can, and try to still navigate, because it still has to eat and sleep and do all this crap. It still has to, play the game. It still has to provide for its maintenance of its functionality, and that's all there is. All this bullshit that we're on some magical adventure. Bullshit. It's a chore. It's work. It sucks. It's just some job I didn't sign up for in your brain. That you're going to endure some short-term horror to gain your... Yeah, I want my workman's comp. Yeah, fuck. Fuck this. You go feed the crocodiles. I don't want the job. Alright, I'll explain first. Like, you talk about how it's physically consumes stuff and then it processes it and makes energy and yeah, so just talking about the dissection of our lives, and you're just saying here's the organism, this is how it functions, this is what it's doing, and that's all we're doing, and then the brain is again just dissectable in terms of this conditioned responses, this physiology. It's made to be constantly seeking. It's not made to be gratified and comfortable and satisfied, because then it would just be food for some other organism. So it's made to play the game and to play it aggressively, and we have to mitigate against that bad psychology. So the Tyrannosaurus looked really ugly on the outside as a monster. Our ugliness is on the inside in terms of our ambition and our addiction and our avarice and our greed and all of that crap, our impulsive nature, our I need more, I need more, I need to win more, I need to win more. All of that is our ugliness. And mothers are just the personification of that kind of stupid, ignorant, trivial decision making. Impulsive, stupid behavior. Drunk parroting. Okay, that's the end of the video. Yay! Alright, so anyway, another week, another video and all that crap. I think there's some good stuff in it. Still not, I haven't organized this into some perfect, narrative where I take you from the beginning of the Three Blind Mice story to the end of the story, blah blah, in some way. But whatever, it's my effort, and this is what it looks like so far. And eventually I'll attempt to more sharpen the print on the dagger I intend to thrust into your brain. So I got to work on it. It's a little dull still, but whatever. I'm working on it. It doesn't look like work thinking, but it really is work. Frankly. I mean, really, if you've done any of it, you know it's work thinking. Thinking is, yeah. It's kind of uncomfortable thinking. Yeah, I have to think about, it's not that much fun. I mean, fantasizing is fun, but thinking, thinking about stuff that there's no fun in thinking about, I suppose that's the point. Yeah, I mean, you have to swim in the crap to go rescue the precious. That's the circumstance. You can't just, you don't just tiptoe through crystal, Perrier water, and then pick up the little, the precious and rescue it. You got to go swim through the sewage to get to the how to fix it, how to fight it, how to, it's a war, it's not some just go get it and bring it home. Yeah, it's not that simple. Anyway, that's enough. Alright, so till the next time. So it's sort of a Memorial Day, not a Mother's Day. It's just, let's all have a sad lament about all the torture that mothers have caused to exist for no good reason, except they were just mechanical devices that couldn't function above the level of a bug. Yeah, okay. Damn bugs. Alright, so anyway, till the next time, and such, and so forth, and whatnot. Yeah, I don't mean to dump on women, but I'm just saying, obviously they do carry the disease, so to speak, the uterus. They're the gatekeepers of the uterus. It's just a fact. So, they've done a lousy job of monitoring what goes in and what comes out. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so, till the next time. Yeah, it's probably enough. Pretty sure it's enough. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Till the next time, and such, so forth.